nerdsreviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Johnny.
Hey.
That's right. There's only two of us because that's how we roll. We fired the rest of them. We got a lot of complaints about Hugh's, like, what do you call it? His the way he smells and so forth. What do you call that, Johnny?
The odor?
Yeah, close enough.
All right.
All right. And then Carlos, there are a lot of complaints about Carlos and his goofy glasses. And I figured it was audio, but people complained. And then Marie, well,
She got canceled.
But welcome to the show, Nerds Talking, the podcast. And we're going to start off a little rapid fire for you, Johnny. Are you ready? A little
Let's
rapid
go.
fire. You're probably like, what's rapid fire? You're going to choose either or. Okay. Either or.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Chocolate milk or slushy?
Chocolate milk.
Okay. Why? Why would you do that?
It's rapid fire.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. You got to explain yourself.
That's not that rapid then.
Well, it's rapid to slow
mean-
people.
I've been off of sugar for a while.
Oh, so you want chocolate milk?
I'm
Slushy
kinda
has a lot
craving it.
more sugar, doesn't it? Though?
No, I think so. But my daughter's got this chocolate milk that's been sitting in the fridge for a while, and I
That you've
might
been
jack
sipping?
it. Like one of these days,
Really?
on my cheat day, I'm gonna take her
Oh.
shit.
Take it. She won't know.
She won't know. She's
She won't.
immature.
You can replace
Freaking
that.
baby.
You can replace that with just dirty water.
Yeah.
She wouldn't know the
She
difference.
would not know the difference. She'll
No,
still think I'm a good parent.
That's right. Okay, pizza or donuts?
Pizza.
Okay. What pizza?
I'm
with?
gonna say round table.
No. I mean, what type of pizza? I don't give a damn about the brand.
Straight up pepperoni.
Okay, cookies or corn nuts?
Cookies.
Okay, shorts or sweats? This is shorts. Yeah, I was gonna say no one. I mean, who does sweats after like a certain age? I think if you wear sweats after like, I don't know, what do you say, 30, and that's your normal go-to, you kind of look like a bum.
You know what's funny is what I'll see now is people in sweats, but then they like hike them up to their knees. I'm like, mother, just wear shorts.
Yeah. I have a buddy that does that. Once you wear shorts, he'll do that playing golf. Why don't you just wear shorts? I look bad in shorts. You look stupid now. You look like you're wearing bloomers. And you're okay with that? He was okay with it. He's more of a cornets guy, so you get it.
Oh,
Okay. Magic or handicap placard? What would you rather have?
what?
Magic or a handicap placard? What would you rather have? Basically, you want to park close to the mall, or do you want to pull rabbits out of a hat?
I'm gonna say magic.
Okay, just want to throw it out there. All right.
What about you? What would you have rather?
I already have the other one, so magic, of course. So
Huh.
by default. Yeah. I'd be like a retarded wizard. The Office or Parks and Rec? Oh,
The Office.
yeah, kind of the same with you there. Okay. Books or an AIDS pamphlet you got from the clinic yesterday because you made a bad decision last night.
Oof, I feel like it's gonna be incriminating if I say one or the other. If I say books, I'm a nerd. If I say AIDS, I raw
You're a
dog
nerd
it.
that gets some, unprotected, but gets some.
Right. What's better for my status, do you think? The AIDS thing? Probably
Mm,
not. I'm
Probably
gonna
the
say
AIDS
books.
thing, because you bring awareness to yourself and you finally get some attention in life.
Yeah, I'd like to
Loser.
use that at the club. Hey, girl, let me tell you about HIV.
Let me tell you what I can give to
HIV.
you. All right, last
What a
one.
lifetime of memories.
Yeah. God or Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris.
Exactly. And that leads us to our main topic, the movie about Canon Films. What's it called? Electric Boogaloo?
It's Electric
Electric
Boogaloo, Wild West, Canon Films.
Wild, something like that. Wild West. And it's a fantastic movie. We talked about it a little bit prior podcast, but this time Johnny and I are going to dive into it. Canon Films was an 80s I think early 90s movie company, production company, primarily out of Israel, that made horrible movies on a dime, but somehow broke into the American market and gave us classic bullshit that we loved. We loved it. What's the first kind of movie that pops to your mind?
I'm gonna say the American Ninja movies.
Okay, yeah, American Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it is Electric Boogaloo.
Breaking Two?
Breaking 2 was so bad, dude. Breaking 2 was so bad. Which one was the one where they had to stop the bulldozer or whatever it was, the construction? That was part 1, right? They danced to stop it, or was that part 2?
No, that's part 2.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
And like you wanted to love it so bad because, you know, of the nostalgia from the first one. You just love the first one.
Mhm.
And then you're like, ooh, why this? Why this choice? Ooh, they've got a really Turbo and this one chick got a really romantic relationship, but they haven't said one word to each other because they don't speak the same language. You know, things like that.
Turbo didn't really speak in the movies, right? From what I recall.
No, he did.
No, but not much. From what I recall, I didn't really say much. We got we got somebody chiming in on the chat. Part 2 is called Electric Boogaloo. I thought part 1's called Breaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right, Breaking. So Canon Films is 2 Jewish fellas that really wanted to make movies, American style movies, basically would swindle their way by getting tons of money from people by promising movies, sometimes just based off movie posters. And they gave us such classics as Delta Force, Death Wish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Cyborg, Over the Top, American Virgin, Hercules with Lou Ferrigno. Trying to think of other ones here. Which other one? Oh, Johnny bring it up. American Ninja, which was pretty big in the United States. But
Beat
the thing about
Street, you remember that one?
Oh, but Beat Street wasn't theirs.
No, I think
Beat Street was the competitor that came out the same time as Breaking. Another company that's trying to beat them to it. But He-Man, yes, He-Man was another one. Masters of the Universe. Yeah. But here's the thing: they made so many movies, 40 to 60 a year, that a company like MGM, which ran out of money in the 80s and wasn't really making money with their movies, decided we'll distribute your movies because it won't cost us anything, and you guys seem to put out plenty. And they were so bad that MGM had to cut ties. The movies were so shitty, and man, they were horrible.
But not all of them. Some of them would make some money.
Oh, you're right. Some would.
They would just put it towards more movies, and then they just kept recycling that money, thinking that was going to last forever. But you know, I feel it should take more than 3 weeks to shoot a movie, like a good quality movie. And 3 weeks that's with editing and distribution and
let me
advertising.
Tell you, when you're banking on Chuck Norris to be your key star of your production movie company,
careful what you say. Careful what you say.
I mean, let's be honest. You name one Chuck Norris movie that you were ever excited to see. There we go. And then Charles Bronson with Death Wish. What is one thing about Death Wish that was in every Death Wish movie?
Besides death?
Besides death, of course.
I mean, I don't even know the premise. It's really just like
the premise is the same for every single one of them. Some woman gets raped and murdered, and Charles Bronson is in charge of getting revenge. The Death Wish. The
one that I remember is that he's in the projects, and then they fight everyone back by making like project weapons.
That's Death Wish 3. That's some hardcore shit. That's like the Purge before the Purge. I mean, he was killing everyone.
Yeah, and just with household items, just making a shotgun with a broom.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was the MacGyver of death.
Yes.
And the thing about those movies, which is hilarious to me, is it's basically what Liam Neeson is doing these days. Let's take an old guy and make him an action star and see if it works. And it worked. Old Filipino action star Charles Bronson killing everyone with a vengeance. just murdering everyone. The remake was horrible. If you saw that with Bruce Willis, it was a
Do you
piece of
think it was
shit.
better than the originals though?
No.
And when was the last time you seen the originals? Because after I saw this documentary, I went on a deep dive, and I
And
started downloading all these canon films.
how'd that go for you?
Oh, I like torture. I really like torture, man.
Right? That's crazy.
Ooh.
Like they even bring it up in the documentary. Like these guys like rape a lot. It's in every movie. You're like, yeah, it's very odd. Like it's
Yeah,
just an
it doesn't
odd
make
thing.
it was just like just throwing some titties.
Yeah,
And
throwing some
then
titties and basically almost pornography.
almost.
And we got a movie. He made a movie with Bo Derek, I think called Apple. And it had so many sex scenes. They still weren't satisfied. They had to put more into the movie because that's all they thought people wanted to see. Nothing else. And these movies were so shit. So Johnny had a point though. They didn't make money with their movies, but they would turn around and keep funneling movie money into like 20 other movies at the same time and have no budget for anything. So that's why we got so much garbage. But it's such a fascinating documentary to see kind of how they played Hollywood in a sense, and they would never give up and swindle money out of people to make movies that they just keep promising over and over. And it's just, you got to see it. Electric Boogaloo. What'd you say it was? Electric. We gotta find a damn
The
title.
Wild Untold Story of Canon Films.
There you go. Electric Boogaloo, the wild untold story of Canon Films. I think it's available on Amazon to rent. But what was your highlight from that? Mine was Jean-Claude Van Damme and how he got the role for Cyborg. If you recall, he actually walked into the offices and he roundhouse kicked the dude like an inch from his face, and the guy said, "You got the part." Like,
yeah,
you got the part. Like that's it. It's all Van Damme had to do. A roundhouse kick straight to the guy's face.
I feel like the guy who was pushing the movies just would like maybe go up to his grandkids one day. What do you want to see? Oh, I want to see.
But remember, that's how.
Guy.
Remember how Breaking was made? That's what happened. They went down to like Santa Monica or whatever, and his like son or daughter, or whoever it was like, "Oh, this is so cool," and he was like, "This actually is pretty cool. We can make a movie about this." And that's it. That's how he came up with the movie. He just said, "That looks cool. Let's make a movie about it."
And if you look in the background at the very first scene where they're breakdancing at the beach, you can see Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He's in it. Jean-Claude Van Damme is dancing.
Just smacking his hands like,
yeah.
He's got no coordination. But he can kick the shit out of you, though.
I bet you could shoot a 3-pointer because, you know, those guys. But yeah, when they made Over the Top, he gave Stallone like $25 million to make it because he thought that was going to be
the budget was like $30 million.
Yeah,
like
the budget was like $30 million. That movie made money though. He-Man made money. It was not a good movie. And then when Stallone showed up to the set of He-Man, he looked at the director and said, "You let that dude act?" Talking about Dolph Lundgren because how bad he was.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's fascinating watching this. The doc, because then they split up the two individuals that created Canon Film, and one went and made movies like Expandables, and a bunch of Jason Statham movies and Van Damme movies, like actual profitable movies. And the other guy went back to Israel to make his low budget shit movies that nobody heard of or seen of again. But man, I'm telling you, if you want to see a good documentary, watch Electric Boogaloo, and Johnny knows the rest of the title.
I would love to be there at the heyday. Just even if I was the guy like sweeping the floors after a crazy party or something, like just in the heyday, I feel like everyone was getting laid.
That's all it was about. Not even that. Remember they did the premiere for Delta Force or Invasion America inside of a parking garage?
Parking lot, yeah.
Everybody was kind of confused, like, what the hell's going on here? And then who was the guy that was American Ninja? Was it like Dukakis or what was his name? They thought he was gonna be a huge star. He was promised all these things from
Dudikoff.
Michael Dudikoff. He was offered so many, like, "Oh, you're gonna be a big star. We're gonna do this with you and that with you." And then after I think 2 of those movies, it just went down the shitter.
Well, there were quite a few, and then they replaced them, and then they had one where both of them were in the same movie. I watched them all, and they're all torture.
Why did you do it?
I was trying to relive the past. I thought it was going to be really fun, but
I mean, you got to admit, those ninja movies, it's the ones that were just called ninja, were really cool when we were kids. They were freaking awesome.
For sure.
And then when I saw the documentary, I recalled part 3, and I thought, oh my God, I forgot about this one. the possessed dancer aerobic instructor that turns into a ninja at night or some shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it was the
fabulous.
chick from Breaking, the
It
dancer.
is. It's the chick
Yeah.
from Breaking because they kept using her and they kept telling her she's going to be their big star.
Yeah.
And they made those really bad Indiana Jones ripoffs with Michelle Pfeiffer. No, not Michelle Pfeiffer. Sharon Stone.
Yes.
Oh, those are so shit too. But again, fun, man. Fun to like go back because we remember these as kids and seeing how bad they were. And
I don't think it was a canon film, but have you ever seen Jim Cotta?
Jim Cotta.
So there's this like Olympic gymnast, and
Mhm.
I think he gets shot back into the ancient England times where castles and stuff like that, and then people are chasing him, and there
Already
happens to be a
sold.
horse right there, and he just Jim Cotta's his way out of that.
Jim Cotta's his way out of that.
I first heard about it on a Family Guy where they made fun of it, and I was like, "Is that real?" So I looked it up, downloaded. Torture,
Oh,
absolute torture.
I like how he Jim Cotted his way out of there.
Yeah.
There's a what's the other movie that's like that where I'm thinking of Flash Gordon where he gets shot, a New York Jets football player gets shot into space and he's a hero. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of those were really fun as kids. Most of them are shit. I'd say almost all of them are shit. Cyborg, I think, was probably their best one. And
Bloodsport was also distributed by them. I don't know if they
show a small glimpse of Bloodsport in the documentary.
Yeah,
but they don't bring it up because it was too successful. Like they don't want to give us the good stuff,
right? Because they owe Van Damme $10 every time they talk about it or some shit.
Yeah, because the story they tell in the documentary about how he walks into the lobby and he does the roundhouse kick and almost kicks the dude in the face, and the guy goes, "The role is yours." That was for Bloodsport. So then they just brought him back for Cyborg, and Cyborg was such a dark movie that Van Damme recut it himself. He edited it himself to make it nothing but an action movie. And of course, by then he was already a huge action star. Like cocaine was falling out of his nose. So, but yeah, man, you got to watch it. It's so good. Electric Boogaloo and the Wild West history of canon films, something to that effect.
The Untold story of canon
there you
films.
Go. The Untold story canon. Yeah, you got to see. It's phenomenal. If you love film and nerds, I know you love movies. And you gotta watch it. It's really good.
It's good. Good torture though. Torture.
It's good torture, and it's just an amazing story. How these two guys wanted to be the biggest thing in Hollywood, and more or less swindled their way through everything, and people just went with it. Oh, that looks like a good movie poster. Oh, you like that movie? We can make it for you in 3 weeks. Really? Yeah, just give me $5 million. Okay, and they would. They would make a shitty ass movie in 3 weeks.
What's the plot? Titties. All right, sign me up.
Yeah. Oh, another good thing is they would try to beat everybody to the punch. So if they heard that somebody else was making a Lambada movie, they would make a Lambada movie.
That's right.
And then when somebody was making Beat Street, oh man, Breaking got to come out first. Hurry up, finish Breaking, make it quick. Yeah. And the way they did Lambada was phenomenal. The last scene was just everybody dancing. They just filmed it all. They didn't like there was actually no scene. It's just film everybody dancing. Hurry up, wrap it up. And it was crazy. And then even this documentary itself, when they heard this was being made, the Go-Go Boys, which they were called back then, the two guys, they actually made their own documentary about canon films and released it like 4 months prior to this.
Yeah, they're just old habits die hard.
Yeah, it's like, why you gotta beat it to the punch? Like, it's hilarious. So check it out. It's out everywhere. We'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Hugh and Marie. I'm Carlos. And how you guys doing this week?
Man, you sound a little hoarse. You're sounding a little hoarse, my brother.
I am a bit under the weather. A wee bit under the weather.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
I sound like one of those DJs that are on like after midnight, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
There's a
welcome
lot
to
of
Nerds Talking After Midnight.
there's a
can
lot of
call
those
us.
guys. A lot of those guys that I hear on my 500-mile drives. Back in the day, your voice would have to be clean and crisp, and now they're, "How you doing? Hey, I'm Johnny."
Oh, there's one guy here on local radio. He sounds like that. He sounds like if somebody ripped the larynx out of his throat, and he just sounds horrible. But
Yeah,
he's on every night, man.
I don't know how they speak after like 6 months of doing it. It's like,
So, Hugh, are you caught up on the Loki series on Disney Plus?
I am.
Nice. I know,
Something.
Marie, you're not a superhero gal, are you?
Nope.
That's a shame.
Who's
That's a
Loki?
shame. Exactly. He's a god of mischief. You should look him up. Google him.
Oh, is that? Do you ever see that movie Dogma?
I did see the movie Dogma.
Kevin Smith movie?
Yeah.
It's Hiddleston, right? Tom Hiddleston.
Right.
That's
correct.
his. Yeah.
Correct.
It's Matt Damon.
Yeah, but that's not who we're talking about. We're talking about Hiddleston, Tom Hiddleston. A very interesting revelation in the third part of Loki.
Well, that's what I want to discuss. I want to discuss superheroes and their sexuality. I mean, does it matter to you? I mean, as a fan or someone who watches or someone, does it matter what their sexuality is? I mean, does it make you more attracted to it, less attracted to it, make you want to see this more or see this character less? Marie doesn't know shit about superheroes, but it's perfect because she's kind of negative. I mean, she's kind of neutral. So, Marie, let's start with you. I'm sure you've at least seen an Avengers movie or a superhero movie.
No,
I haven't. You've never seen a superhero movie.
Sure, I've never seen any of the I've seen superhero movies. Yes, I try to avoid them at all costs. I've never seen an Avengers movie. No.
But why do you try to avoid them?
Because I don't even watch like good TV or good movies, let alone cheese.
You watch a lot of canon
shit.
movies, do you? So let me ask you then.
Oscar worthy.
So let me ask you then, if you heard that a character was gay, a superhero character, would you run out to see that movie? Would you be more attracted to seeing the movie?
No.
Or would it matter? Would you like, I don't care?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Hugh, what do
I
you
don't
think?
care about people's sexuality or anything.
Okay,
No.
fair enough.
Just what they look like.
Their attractiveness. Got it.
Well, no, I don't think it wouldn't be the deciding factor. I just think it's interesting, and we talked about this, that they make a point to tell you what their sexuality is. You know, like, look at us, we are woke at Disney or woke at wherever. And we have a bisexual, lead character in our, in Loki. And I just think it's silly. It just could have, first of all, it's not a surprise anyway. But secondly, I don't know why it has to be any kind of thing. It could just be just part of who he is. And not all superheroes have really obvious, leanings one way or the other. Many of them do, but some of them don't. So I don't know. I just think it's fine the way she did it. It's fine in the course of conversation, but I know why they did it. To say, look at us, look what we got. Just like we were talking about with the Disney character you were talking to me about.
Oh, well, I know that Disney announced that in the movie coming out, Eternals, they made a big deal about announcing that they have an LGBTQ character in the movie.
Right.
That's probably what you're referring to. But what's funny, what brought it up was that the director of the Loki episode, Kate Huron, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, she tweeted out that from the moment I joined Loki, it was very important to me and my goal to acknowledge Loki was bisexual. It is part of who he is and who I am too. I know this is a small step, but I'm happy and heart is full to say that this is now canon in the MCU. I don't know.
Does he ever date anyone on the show? Does it, or in the comics or wherever he comes from? Has he ever dated anyone in the entire history of Loki? Isn't Loki an angel? I don't think angels date.
No,
Loki's a god of mischief. He's In Dogma, Loki, I don't know, it's not the same Loki.
He's an angel in Dogma.
Sure. I'll go with that. But in this, he's not. He's a Norse god. He's the brother of Thor. But even in the comic books, he was. I mean, in the comic books, it's already been established that he's. I don't even know if he is bisexual, because he can transform. He can change. He can manipulate himself. He can be a man or a woman or any object, I suppose. But Hugh and I, you and I discussed this, and does that really make you gay or bisexual if you use your body and transform it just to seduce the opposite sex to get what you want?
No, I don't think so. No, I think she made it a point too that when he talked about who he is and what his sexuality is, that it was in his original form. So I don't think he's using it to gain something. They in the conversation they were having, he and Loki as a female. I mean, they were talking about, like their true, truth, the truth of them. No, I don't think it does, because people have used sexuality to get what they want throughout history, and I don't, and not been that not been necessarily attracted to either the other sex or to their, to someone of their own sex, if it advances an agenda. Not everyone, but so I don't think it, no, I don't think Loki using it to gain an advantage have made him one way or the other. I just think in this conversation, he's pretty clear that, as who I really am, I like both sexes.
Right. And that's actually no surprise, because in the comic book, he's the same way. And not only that, if you know anything about Greek gods or Roman gods, they have sex festivals. So they have sex with anything, man, woman, goat. I mean, there's paintings of it, there's statues of it, there's murals of it. Right. But in the idea of spotlighting it, I think is what disturbs some people. I mean, she had to go out of her way to spotlight it. And then
she made it about herself. She said, it's a part of him, and because it's a part of me, it's like, no one was talking about you, bitch. Like, get over yourself. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, that's kind of how it came across. It came across as, now this character, I'm showing myself in this character, or I now identify with this character. I had to make it a part of me. But what's funny
virtual
is
signal.
What's funny is that it's social media totally drives a lot of this spotlighting, because a little comic book history, in 1992, Marvel introduced its first gay character. There's a book called Alpha Flight, and in 1992, its leader, North Star, came out and said he was gay in this book. Now, back then in 1992, the reaction of that is pretty much the reaction I got just now when I told you. Nothing. No one cared. Right. They did it to sell books. They did it. They needed something to happen in this title to sell a book. And that's what it feels like is going on now. Like all this wokeness, I guess.
Well, it is Pride Month, or it was Pride Month.
June.
Now that you know that he's bisexual, now that they've made a big deal of it and spotlighted it, are you going to avoid the character? Are you going to go out and see more of the character? I mean, I feel that maybe Disney's trying to look at their bottom line and see if they can add more money to what's next. You know what I'm saying? I mean, am I wrong on this? What do you think?
No, I think you're positively right. I mean, they see no downside to this. There's only an upside. And if there's no side, if nothing happens because of it, well, so what? But if there's there's no downside for them. I don't think they're going to lose any bit of audience, and they can only gain audience. And to me, that's the only reason you do it, that they're doing it. I mean, I have something also to say about the director. We talked about this the other day as well. I mean, she talks about, how did you put it, that she was able to commit even more to this character and this series because he was bisexual?
The moment it was important to me and my goal to acknowledge Loki's bisexual. It's a part of who he is and who I am. I know it's a small step, but my heart is full to say that now it's canon, blah, blah, blah.
So I'm going to assume, that she would be able to direct a movie about, just straight characters, with just as much fervor as she is directing
Can she voice an Indian Hank Azaria character, whoever, Abu? Can she voice Abu? Can she direct Abu? That's what it sounds like. She's just doing too much right now. I don't even know anything about it, but she's just being super extra and narcissistic, honestly. Like, if she was doing it for a real reason, it's like, oh, I'm an ally, or I'm doing it to, whatever. But she's just doing it, one, for the money, and two, because she literally, like, by saying is, I can relate to this character and I can do this more. No, like, again, she's making it about herself and not about, like, the community and, being progressive for everyone. She's doing it about herself, and we all know she's doing it for the money too, but it just,
are you saying she had an
ridiculous.
agenda from the beginning?
I am not a mind reader, but yes.
Very good.
Well, that wasn't my total point. My point was more that she, that if you're a director, then you're a director. You direct anything with the same attention and fervor as anything else. And we were talking about, and this is kind of diverting off the topic a little bit, but even talking about actors who, for example, like, there are actors out there who won't do kissing scenes, who won't do, love scenes, who won't get naked, even if the part clearly calls for it. And in my opinion, then you're not an actor. Because an actor, by definition.
The guy who did 50 Shades of Grey, he didn't want to do the sex scenes. That's what I feel like I heard a long time ago. It's like way, like, delineating off the topic, but I just think that's so funny.
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know what Kate Hearn has directed either. I didn't even know who she was until she tweeted about it. So
people are gonna know her now.
Well, that might be part of the reason as to why, right? I mean,
sure.
Like they said, all news is good news, good or bad, right? And
it raises her stature, probably.
Right. Yeah, so she's made some movie called Smear, another one called Rest Stop, something called Fangirl.
Oh, I know Smear.
Smear from 2017. I've not heard of any of these movies. So, but anywho, so whether you like your Superman Steel or your Women Wonder, I don't even think it matters. I think
like
their sexuality can be left out of it. And like I said, I think it's all they're all just trying to affect their bottom line. Because like you said, Hugh, if no one's coming to see the movie because of it or the show, it's going to be 1% of 1%.
Right.
If anybody's coming to see the movie because now we know his sexuality, it's going to be 1% of 1%.
Right.
And that's that. Kind of like whoever's listening to this show right now, 1% of 1%. And so on that, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Johnny. Remember to subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment, turn on notifications. Every Friday, Nerds Talking the Podcast delivers a new episode with brand new topics. And if we recycle a topic, it's because we like it and we want to go back and give you some more information. But this topic, Johnny, what is your dream job? If you could have one job, now to base it on your current skills, though, don't give me no bullshit like I want to be a astrophysicist or some bullshit, like something that you actually could do tomorrow. Your dream job, like you could do it on like that, like whatever it is you want to do, but you have to have the skills already to do it.
I feel like dream jobs change over time. Right?
Okay.
When you were a kid, you obviously wanted to be a ninja or a spy.
It's not a job. You don't get paid to be a ninja. Well, somebody pays you to be a ninja.
If you work for Canon Films, if you work for Canon Films, you could be a ninja.
But someone will pay you to be a ninja. I mean, there's you're basically an assassin. So but yes, you're right. A ninja. Did you really want to be a ninja as a child? Or that is just you were stereotyping yourself?
100%.
Oh.
100%. And then, just watching all the Canon films and how cool they made ninjas look.
They did make ninjas cool as shit.
Yeah, but that was as a kid. Now, I feel like being an officer is right up there with my dream job. I mean,
come on.
I will say before I started, I had a lot more aspirations, a lot more goals. I wanted to be a detective, but then I found out like how much work they do, and then they were on call like 24/7 type of thing. And I just wanted to be in a suit and a tie with a gun. I thought that would get me chicks.
So that
was the ultimate goal, was
like
getting chicks.
Like Detective Lee is here. What do you think, Detective Lee? Oh fuck. This is way out of my depth.
That's semen. That's semen. I know it.
Is that blood? Yeah. Something fucked up happened here. All right, let's take a break. What? Like, what do you mean? Let's take a break. Somebody get me coffee. I like. And how do you know?
Some people might have gotten away with some shit.
Yeah. You're the worst detective there is. You haven't solved one case, Lee. Well, I mean, there was semen on the scene. How do you know? I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my semen expert, Marie. Come in here.
I've accidentally licked my hands after a night of fun, so I know what semen tastes like. I mean, I would think a detective is cool because TV makes it look so cool. But
right.
TV detectives, they only show up to the cool shit. They don't show the paperwork and all the other bullshit. They just show like, what do you think, Detective Lee? Well, clearly somebody was masturbating in here. Yeah, we figured that part out. Well, that's all I can offer right now, but that's from experience. So, well, I mean, that's your dream job, though. Basically, be what you are now. It sounds very much like your dream car. What's your dream car? Well, I currently own a Camry, so I'm pretty settled.
What you have to? All right, let's go back to the dream car thing because
No.
I wasn't prepared for you guys to make fun of me about my dream car. Think about it. If you had a Lamborghini and you get a scratch, you got to ship that motherfucker away for and pay like 20 grand or whatever for a paint job.
No, you don't.
Your dream job,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, your dream car has to come with reality. Like getting an oil change is going to cost you $5,000. That type of thing. Like for me, my dream car is a Camry.
Like your dream job. Like say someone said, "Hey, you can do whatever you want tomorrow based on what you think you can actually do." I'll be like, "Yeah, you know what I want to do? I want to host a sports radio talk show." You know what I mean? I want to get paid to do a podcast. Like, hell yeah. Like, I don't want to do labor or any shit like that. I want to just talk for 3-4 hours a day and take phone calls. And people were like, "Hey, what do you think about this guy?" I'm like, that guy sucks because Loki's gay. And then, and then Johnny drives a Camry.
So you're basing the dream job off of current skills or attainable skills. So like I couldn't say that I want to be a point guard for the Kings or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see it though. I'd love to see you play in the NBA. Starting guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, an out of shape 40-year-old. How tall are you? Like 5'9"?
5'10" on a good day.
Fuck, man. Yeah, you'd be the worst point guard, but you'd be fun as shit. You'd be like Jeremy Lin with Down syndrome. Like,
whoa. Whoa. The dream job is somewhere where people don't call me retarded. Come on, man. Don't be a dick.
Hey, being retarded is great. You get like federal benefits and you don't have to work. That's my dream job.
You wouldn't even know you're getting them.
My dream job is to have Down syndrome.
That's
make that a canon film.
At the Kings game, you could pay like $5 and shoot a free throw at the end of the game. And I'm pretty good at free throws. I've got a pretty good set shot.
Okay, so your dream job would either be what you are currently.
We're having a discussion. Okay, I'm just talking about what the Kings do. You pay $5, take a shot on the court, and I airballed that motherfucker.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
Wow. I remember we in 9th grade we got to go to Kings practice, and Sarunas Marcellonis was still on the team, I think then. 5 minutes into the practice, he went up for a layup and he got smacked in the back of the head by Olin Polonix, knocked him out cold, practice over. So let's go on the court and shoot a little bit. I was like, thank God he got knocked out. I want to play. Dream job.
I read recently on, I think it was an article on Yahoo saying that the people that sweep the court make like 60 to 70 grand a year. I'm gonna call bullshit. I don't.
No,
I feel like
no way.
Yeah, because they don't work
kids
all year.
like 20-year-olds.
Yeah, but this is what the article said.
No, you know what a good dream job would be though? Like the fifth assistant coach. You know he don't do shit. He's the guy who just grabs the ball and practices and passes it. Hey, oh nice shot. He's passing it. Hey, do a layup. He has nothing to offer. That's a good dream job, right? You could probably do that.
I would still think they get a ring too, right?
They do get a ring. See?
No. Hell yeah, that's my dream job now.
Okay, so your dream job is to be an assistant coach. Got it.
I would say an attainable dream job would be a chef, chef or own a restaurant. Something that's like.
So you can do that now.
Clean.
Tomorrow, someone said, Johnny, here's $1 million. Go open up a restaurant.
Yeah,
you could do it.
I think so.
Okay, what kind of restaurant are we talking about? Cereal? Real simple. Box donuts. What are we talking about here?
I've seen cereal restaurants before, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I would say barbecue.
Really, restaurants though.
Well, you know, they sell food, they make money.
Okay, that's it. They sell food, they make money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your dream job wouldn't be musician.
Like rapping? No, because talking is, and just kind of think about it. Any type of radio, you're not actually putting work in. You're just being a person that observes shit and then talks about shit. You know what I mean? People have to understand how hard to do music. It ain't easy. Like the shit. Like if someone said, "Would you like to go on tour tomorrow?" Sure, that's okay. I could do it. But if someone said, "Would you like to go work on at ESPN Radio with the morning shift and Johnny's your co-host?" Sure. Hell yeah, that's easy. That's easy shit. We saw the game last night. Let's talk about it for 3 hours and take some phone calls. Or like they want to place Conan O'Brien on TBS. I'll bring you along. You be my Andy Richter. You know. There you go.
Did you get a call?
No. I'm just
it's not a real. All right.
Oh, you're
about to quit my job.
Oh, you'd be a great Andy Richter. I tell you, a great Andy Richter. I mean, so yeah, good old dream job. Yeah, no, for you. I mean, it sounds like your dream job would be a restaurateur or an assistant coach. And yeah. So mine would be, like I said, radio, or like you said, if someone came to my door, hey, Eminem's going on tour. You want to be his opening act for the next 6 months? Fuck yeah, I do. All I got to do is rap words to beats for 6 months and get paid. Sure. You got it, buddy. So, and then you gave me another good one, bucket list. So when you told me bucket list, is this a bucket list for anything in particular, or just bucket list in life of things you want to do?
Well, the bucket list, right? Is things you want to do before you die. You know,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, but you can kind of narrow it down, like what's your bucket list, places you might want to travel, or bucket list things you might. So you can of course cram them all together. But give me like your top 3 bucket list things that you might want to do before I attend your funeral.
How am I gonna die? What are you thinking? What are your
guesses? How you're gonna die?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say that you're gonna somehow fake a really great crime scene and solve your own death. That's pretty.
Just combine them at my restaurant.
Your restaurant. I got robbed. Oh no, I think he shot me 3 times. That's pretty harsh, but I did it. Oh, should be Detective Johnny, and you die. There you go. Somebody wrote here, he'll choke on a grain of rice. Wow. The people that write into our show are just the worst.
Yeah.
Racist
you have to.
My answer was
haters gonna hate.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate. I thought my answer was death in a kumite. But it's weird. I mean, you ever thought about that? How are you gonna die? Like my go-to is a heart attack. I like just the most random thing I'm doing. Just might have a heart attack. Just but it's not a bucket list though. Let's not put that on the bucket list. So give me your bucket list. Let's go. I know you're sitting there thinking about death, but I want you to give me 3 bucket list things.
Well, I mean, when you started talking about the kumite, all these thoughts started going in. I think one of the things in the bucket list is to fight a kumite.
Oh, wow. You want to fight in a kumite. Very nice. That's an underground thing, too, so it's not easy to find.
Well, it's also a fake thing. So
very true. Yeah. There's been many blood sport movies, I think. So
right, but to find out like the guy who Bloodsport was based on is like a total fake. That was kind of
Dukes.
Yeah, Frank Dukes. Very disappointing.
Dukes. What's the funniest thing about Frank Dukes is that he was supposed to be American in that movie.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Canon Films, right back at you. Yeah, give me some bucket lists. Let's do it.
I would like to just travel and see all the baseball stadiums. I know that's a pretty cliche one.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Be able to also like spend time in the cities too. I want to do traveling within the states. I want to travel out of the states as well, but definitely within the states. Going to Washington or Virginia and seeing Arlington National Cemetery. When I was on my honeymoon, I got to go to Normandy and see like the beach, Omaha Beach and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. What about you? Why don't you give me one?
I mean, travel's obvious. I think for anybody's bucket list, it's gonna be travel. Man, that's I don't really think about those things, but a bucket list one for me would probably be like, attend a World Series game, of like the Red Sox, or if the Kings ever make it to the championship, I'd be at one of those games. You know what I mean? Something to that effect. Sports, it'd be a sports thing for me. So I love sports so much. But that's like, remember how we talked about my heart attack? That's gonna happen before the Kings ever get to the championship. Just ever. Yeah, I don't know. Bucket list, that's a good one. I just don't. Maybe when everybody else joins, we'll ask them. I don't have much on the bucket list because, like I said, it'd be like you, sports related. I'd love to go to all the baseball stadiums. I don't care about other sports and so forth. Yeah. How about you? Anything else to add besides food? I don't like me. I'm not a food guy. I don't care about tasting other people's food. I don't give a shit. But it's more, I guess bucket list is like traveling. I'm not gonna skydive. I'm not gonna bungee jump. I'm not gonna, join the military unless I'm really needed, just in case the invasion happens and Chuck needs my help. Other than that, got nothing.
What about the 7 wonders of the world? You want to see those?
Can you name them before we head out here?
I can name some of them. Machu Picchu. It's the city within the mountains. The pyramids. Sphinxes, is that the same? Or
I think they're the same.
Great Wall of China.
Taj Mahal. Yep. I think the Grand Canyon's one of them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I think the Grand Canyon's one of them. I think, let's see, Taj Mahal, Grand Canyon, pyramids, Great Wall of China. Shit, I can't name all those. What you just mentioned, Pikachu, and I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt's up there somewhere. So I don't know. I don't know all 7. Sorry.
Andre the Giant was one of them.
What? He wasn't one of them.
That was his tagline. Like
he was the eighth wonder of the world. And I think they're talking about his dick, to be honest with you.
You think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That should have been his special move. Like, you know how what's his name had the leg drop, Hogan?
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
You remember that sumo guy who's his finishing
Yokozuna.
move? Yokozuna just put his fat ass in your face. Oh no,
Rikishi. I met Rikishi one time. He was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comic book convention. We talked for like 30 minutes before the show started.
The dude
really
is
nice fella.
Not small.
He's very big, very nice, and his nephews wrestle in WWE. So pretty cool. All right, well, that's our bucket list. Johnny wants to travel, and I want the segment to end. So this is it for us here for Nerds Talking the Podcast for this segment. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Marie, Hugh, Carlos, Johnny, and I'm Lafayette. Remember to subscribe, rate, review, download, turn on notifications, and tell all your friends about Nerds Talking the Podcast every Friday, wherever your podcasts are found. Hugh, what is your dream job?
Oh,
Something that you could do currently.
I would play the bass guitar in a funk band.
Could you play the bass guitar right now?
No, you said
God damn it. No, that's not
what
the
is my
rules.
dream job?
The
You said,
rules
what is
are
my dream job?
what you can currently do. What could you apply to a dream job?
Okay, have a really cool breakfast/lunch place with a mixed Brazilian American menu.
So you'd make your wife the cook. I like the way you think.
Well, both of us would cook. we would both cook.
Okay. I mean, you can make toast, right?
I can make a whole lot more than that.
Nice,
What's your go-to? What's your go-to dish?
Oh, I make a pretty tasty. Well, I make a bunch of pretty tasty casserole dishes. I make a great chili. I make a great omelet. So that's why it'd be a breakfast/lunch place.
What would be the name of it?
I don't have one.
Huge choices. Come on, man.
Damn!
Wow.
Damn!
Wow.
I like that.
Marie, what is your dream job that you could actually do tomorrow if it was offered to you?
Sleep research subject.
Sleep research subject.
Right, you get paid for sleeping, and they get to study you.
That's a goddamn good job.
Paid
right
about
there.
your dreamings and just sleeping. It's like literally you have to do nothing but just be a human being, and you get paid for it.
Wow.
Good choice.
To be
You
lazy
think
for
that's
a
a
living.
good choice? You actually think that's a good choice? So
why
someone meets
would it
you.
be a good choice?
Someone
Why
meets
wouldn't it be a
you.
good
And,
choice?
hey, Marie, what do you do for a living?
No, why
I
wouldn't
sleep.
it be?
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah. Fuck
But
yeah.
see, you don't sleep.
I have to do that anyway.
You're
so
a
why not
lab
get
rat.
paid?
There's a difference.
Yeah, but imagine how many doors that would open. Like sleep mattress is calling you. Hey, come test our mattress. I heard you sleep well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like you'd go into Marie's garage, just mattresses piled on top of shit,
Yeah.
nonstop. Why you got so many mattresses?
Serta's
I tested
calling
all
her.
those
Serta's
ones
like, hey, we
already.
need somebody to test our new mattress. I'm like, all
That's
right,
right.
I'm there.
Sleep research subject. That's what you'd be. You'd be a lab rat, basically.
Whatever you tomato doesn't matter. You asked me what I wanted to do.
Tomato.
Tomato.
I'm not a
I don't know
math
if that's how the saying
magician,
goes.
but those are two words.
You
of the
won
saying.
that one. Tomato.
I mean, with an argument like that, like why? It's pretty solid. Yeah, tomato.
You should be a lawyer. And he's innocent. Why? Because tomato, goddamn. Don't you understand me? They're like, shit, innocent. Fuck it. Case closed.
That's the best tomato defense we ever had. Good job.
Good job.
And
No,
for the
I'm gonna go
sentencing,
back to
she's knocked out.
All right.
was court today?
That's right. All right, Carlos. Dream job you could do tomorrow if someone offered it to you.
I'd either want to be the lead in a superhero movie or direct superhero movie.
That's better. I like that better.
Wait, you can't change yours. You
I want
opened
to.
up.
He can
huge
change his
ass or
dreams,
something.
man.
No, that's cool. No, you know what?
Motherfucking dream.
I like that.
You know what, Marie? Let him. Marie, can he change his dreams?
She's a
She's-
fucking sleep.
So here's
She's a
Hugh. You have to
sleeping
do
dream
your
master.
job.
she's already practicing for her new job. Fucking sleeping.
No, Hugh has to keep his restaurant because after I become lead or the director, I'm gonna need someone for craft services. So I'll get huge choices for craft services.
And then I'll just slide on over to be the nemesis.
There you go. And
Wait,
security
you're
will
gonna
escort
go
you
from-
out.
you're
Don't
gonna
you
go from
worry
the-
about that, buddy.
You're gonna go from the craft guy to the lead nemesis in the movie?
Yeah.
It's
One they
that
weren't
good.
expecting. Like, wow.
Hell of a jump. It's a hell of
Yeah.
a jump.
It's a dream. What do you want?
It is a dream. Not. Okay. I mean, okay. And then we'll go to bucket list last. So finish this off. So you guys can tell us if you guys have anything on your bucket list. Marie, you have anything on your bucket list? Something that you might want to do, or a couple of things that you definitely want to try or do prior to you sleeping forever?
I think I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought about the things that I wanted to do because they always change. So it doesn't really matter. I just want to do everything. I want to travel. I'd like to retire. That'd be a good one. Things that I've thought about doing are like my businesses, my business ventures, other things that I could do, or own a cat cafe, or a dog, or an elephant sanctuary. I think those are more realistic, but I don't know if those are necessarily bucket list items. I don't know. I don't
Did
really
you
have
just
bucket list
say
items. I just kind
that
of go
you
with the
want to
flow.
own an elephant sanctuary as a bucket list item? You could have said that as your dream job.
It's not really a job though. You do it like
You got to shovel
out
some
of the heart
shit,
of your
right?
goodness.
With
I
the
mean, you're
goodness
the
of your heart.
owner of the elephant sanctuary. That'd be your job.
You're not doing it as a job. You don't do it as like, oh, I'm making money off of this. I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart because I'm passionate about this.
So
not
your dream
necessarily
job
a
is to like
job.
volunteer at a place like that, or not? I mean, not a dream job. I mean, a bucket list thing.
to make my own, because the money compared the US dollar compared to like the baht over in Thailand is what, like 30 cents to the dollar. So once I retire, I'll be rich and I could just make an elephant sanctuary over there. And then I could hire a bunch of other people to shovel up the shit for me, but it wouldn't be a job. It would be like I'd live there. They'd be not my elephants, but I mean, they'd be my elephants in a sense.
You know what? That's enough.
Does it go any further? And then, like, are you gonna teach the elephants tricks and then maybe like take them on a tour?
Oh, stop.
Because that's called a
Stop.
fucking circus. Like, I don't know how far this is going.
I liked your bucket list though.
I've never talked to anyone who wanted to do this. So I got questions.
Yeah,
Name something.
It's like name something on your bucket list. Well, I want to rob a bank. Now, do I really want to do it? I don't know, but like, very far-fetched idea. Like that's what, like, you went way out on the limb as a bucket list.
Whoa, I have ideas, and
but
now I'm just doing too much. I'm going way too far with my fantasies.
I'm going way too far with my dreams. The bucket list is not a fantasy. It's something that you could actually, something you actually want.
I could do that though. I actually could do that.
Oh my God.
I could do that.
Oh, tomato. You give me your bucket list.
Oh, I have a lot. There's a lot of things I'd like to do.
Go ahead, ring them up.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind taking the Trans-Siberian Railroad across the top of Russia and going all the way out to the end of Siberia. I wouldn't mind seeing the Great Wall of China. I wouldn't mind going to space. I would love to go to space.
Hugh, if you went to space and then you saw the Earth was flat, would you come down and tell us?
Would you kill yourself then?
I might.
If you went to space and you saw the Great Wall of China, would that be two off the bucket list at the same time?
No, you have to be right next to the Great Wall to see the Great Wall. You have to touch the Great Wall.
To be the Great Wall.
I would fly in one of those parachutes off the top of a mountain. You know,
the
wingsuit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That would be amazing. That might be the last thing I do.
It is the last thing you'll do.
It'll be guaranteed. It'll be the last thing you do.
That's what I mean.
Good call.
That's what I mean.
Wow. Okay. Well, Carlos, give me your bucket list if you have one.
Well, one of mine is on Hugh's list as well. I want to totally walk on the Great Wall of China. But something on my bucket list, I don't even know if it's attainable anymore. I want to be in the next Sharknado movie. I want to be in that sly piece of work.
I think that's an attainable goal.
That one's pretty attainable. Yeah,
I think so. They're still making them.
That's a good point too. I don't know if they're still making them. Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to do a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'd like to do that too.
Your bucket list turned right back into your dream job.
Hey, well.
Yeah.
Got to dream big.
I mean, Marie's list turned into jobs too. So
we could even extend that into what actors would you love to work with if you had your dreams came true. Hiddleston, I think, would be a blast to work with. He seems like it.
you know, I mean, he's a little gay.
I would not want to work with Tom Cruise.
No.
I've heard bad things about him. Bad things.
I've heard good things about him too. I've heard like he's just charismatic, energetic. I don't know. I guess it just depends on who you talk to, but
Who do you talk to? I want to know.
I listen to other podcasts because obviously I can't get all my knowledge from this fucking educational piece of shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. When people have things to say like that, like I don't know about that guy. Like
that's not what I heard.
Well,
it's,
no,
it's similar to Barry Bonds, right? Everybody said, "Oh, he's the worst. Oh man, he's a piece of shit." His attitude. And then when I met him, we spoke for like an hour, and he was the nicest guy. And we just talked baseball and other bullshit, and how he loves cycling and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I met him like 2 more times. He was the nicest dude every time. Cool as shit. But if you ask, you know, a sports guy, he's the worst. He's such an asshole.
Well,
Like,
I can agree with the sports guy, because if I was hounded every day after every game about steroids or not, of course I'm going to be an asshole to that guy.
You're going to be an asshole to who?
The sports guy, if I'm Barry Bonds. But if I'm Barry Bonds talking to regular golf shop worker dude, yeah, I'm going to be nice to you because I don't know you. You don't really, I mean, you know who I am, but you're not hounding me about steroids and baseball. We're just chatting, shooting shit.
Exactly.
Big
So
difference.
when you judge Tom Cruise,
Well, Tom Cruise, I'm basing off I'm not judging him off. Well, I guess I'm basing it off of what I've heard. Well, he's such a perfectionist that I don't know if I could work with someone like that, because if you make one wrong step, he's going to jump down your throat.
But
Those
how
are
do you
stories
know
that I've
that?
heard.
Right.
I've
Because
heard
I don't
recordings of it,
but I don't
just
believe
heard stories of it,
one
I've heard
wrong
recordings of
step.
it.
I don't think he's the type of guy. Oh my God, you flubbed that line. What the F? I mean, I think he's the type of guy that you really have to fuck something up for him to go, are you not fucking prepared? Like the stories we've heard, the COVID story and all that. That's a whole different thing.
No. I heard a story when he was shooting Jerry Maguire. An actor was told by the director to go into the room early, like in the office space, whatever, when he comes in. He was told to go in, and Tom flipped out. He yelled, "Cut." Told the actor to go back to where you came from. You're not supposed to be in here right now. And then the director had to go and tell Tom, I told him to do that. So
Aren't
yeah,
these
if you
people
mess up
allowed to
his
have
scene, he's
human-
gonna shit on you.
I mean,
He's
you're
not gonna
basing
be
it
able to
on
shit
one
you in front of other
story.
people.
I mean, Christian Bale did the same thing when he was filming Batman.
He would be. I think he'd be difficult to work with too. I think he would be.
I'm pretty sure most actors, like I bet you Denzel Washington's a little bit like that because he wants to get his shit done and nail his scenes. I bet you even somebody like Mark Wahlberg that thinks he is a superior actor might be the same way. You know, I think any actor that thinks they're better than they actually are going to be total dicks. You know,
So you're saying that Tom Cruise thinks he's better than he actually is?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. I think someone like Tom Hanks knows how good he is, and he's probably really humble. Oh, don't worry, Carlos. We'll do that scene again. He turns around, this motherfucker.
I mean, he comes
again.
off of that way anyway. Tom Cruise does.
Yeah.
Or Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's sofa. He was happy, so comes off as a nice fella.
Well, he just kidnapped somebody. I'd be happy too. I got a prisoner. Yeah,
I made her go sign up for my religion. Oh man, so bucket list, got it. Carlos wants to be in a movie. Hugh wants to jump off a cliff, and Marie wants to own an elephant sanctuary in Thailand.
Sweet.
At your elephant sanctuary, will they paint? Will your elephants paint
They'll do
portraits?
whatever they want to.
Mm.
They probably won't because that's not necessarily something elephants naturally do. But if they want to, sure. Maybe you can come visit and you can ask them if they want to paint.
So do elephants naturally live in sanctuaries?
Oh,
they naturally live in the jungle.
Tomato. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. For Marie, you gotta say
bye.
Marie. There you go. For Hugh.
Bye, Marie.
See you.
For Carlos.
Bye-bye.
And for Johnny.
Bye-bye.
No, Johnny, come on now.
What's
Play
that?
along here.
Huh?
Say it like you would say it if you were a detective. You'd be horrible at your dream job.
Right. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, good one.
Here's your card.
What if someone just stole my car? I guess that could apply
Sorry
too.
for
right?
your
I guess
loss.
that could apply. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
Plus, what is it a detective
Yeah.
doing at a stolen car saying? I mean,
Why wouldn't they? He's a
They
detective.
don't-
Figure
they
it out.
don't.
Figure this shit out. Who stole my car?
detectives are doing that
My
shit?
credence tapes.
It's
What?
it's
Johnny-
funny how people will have their how they think it goes just by watching TV. You know, like one chick, she lost her phone. She's like, "Well, find them." I'm like, "What? Where'd you lose it?" "I don't know. Maybe over here. You know, don't you have that facial recognition?" I'm like, I mean, it's broken now, so we
Yeah. It's like a McDonald's frosty machine. It's broken at all times.
can't.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. That's our show. Thanks for tuning in to Nerds Talking the Podcast. Remember to download, subscribe, turn on notifications, tell your friends, rate, review. Every Friday, Nerds Talking the Podcast is a new episode for you. We'll see you next time.